mission of Oak Grove is to provide a solid Montessori-based education. We welcome children pre-kindergarten through 6th grade. Oak Grove has 3 classrooms. We start at 3 years of age and we graduate at 12 years. The 3 classrooms are the Children's House, which is ages 3 to 6, the lower elementary, which is ages 6 to 9, and the upper elementary, which is 9 to 12 years old. The classes are designed based on the true Montessori style of a 3-year cycle of multi-aged classrooms. If you're new to Montessori, it is a style of education that focuses completely on the individual student, the individual child. We are able to design a work and a day and a year of study for the child that is going to play into their strengths and allow them to build naturally through their own interests a self-confidence that will continue to want them to come back day after day. They want to be here learning.
So a child that has an interest in a topic can explore it further and more deeply. And in that regard, they end up learning more.
Some of my favorite things are like metal insects and a bunch of things are really good to choose, and we love the school. It's called Oak Grove Montessori.
In my classroom, you see a variety of different things happening within the classroom. Children are free to move about the classroom at their own will. They are free to choose a more challenging activity and then come back to the base activity, something they've done and practiced many times. And in this way, Montessori education provides them with great confidence to be able to challenge and then go back to those things that they know. There are children that are doing math activities, there's sensorial activities going on, practical life, art, and even language, all at the same time. You may see somebody working on an addition strip board. In that particular case, the great thing about Montessori education is that he doesn't have to stop doing his math. He actually continued to do that for the majority of his work time and actually finished his booklet. There's no set time for him to do it. He can work as long as he wants to and stop whenever he wants. A teacher is really a facilitator, so it's my job to know all of the children and to get to know what they need, and I've been doing it a long time so I can identify fairly quickly. Children have different needs at different times, and they change throughout the school year. They change maybe even throughout the day. Generally, academically, the children that have been with me for 3 years, even 2, really benefit and are very strong on their academics when they are done. I consider myself a very strong academic teacher in a classroom. That's one of my strengths, and the children really seem to enjoy that. I have a child right now that's doing division within the classroom, and it's something with a division board, but we call it a pizza game. They don't even know they're doing a division, but they're using beautiful wooden beads and wooden skittles on a board, and they're practicing their numbers, and they're having fun with it. They have no idea what they're really learning. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, I love what I do. I love watching all of the children learn. I love giving the lessons. I love sitting on the floor with them and having them come close to me. What other job do you get hugs every single day? I get them here every single day.
The main difference between Montessori and the traditional classroom is that Montessori is a child-centered approach. So rather than having the adult stand in front of the children and present things that are planned, the main role of the adult is to prepare the classroom so that the children are free to choose and that they can make meaningful choices. The materials are set out in an ordered way so that the children know where to find things and how to use things. The adult knows how to present all the materials, is familiar with the materials, and makes sure that the children know how to use them correctly. They're free to choose from different areas of the room. They can work with their friends, they can help each other, and a lot of meaningful shared learning experiences happen on a daily basis. Another idea in Montessori that's different is that we think of our curriculum as a spiraling curriculum, so that the lessons are, rather than being a straightforward curriculum that keeps going in a linear fashion, we have albums with the lessons all put forth, and which the teacher can draw from. At any given time, we can give any lesson to any child, so that no child is hindered, depending, by their age. They can be given any lesson at any age, and can make the most of what there is in the classroom for them to choose from and to learn from. Because the students are able to choose what they want to do, and they're working with each other, they're very well-rounded. They're becoming more confident socially, academically, in every possible way, so that when they go out into the world later on, they have this very solid foundation, and they have a lot of self-confidence, and they feel that they can succeed at different things that they choose to do in their life.
Our students direct their own learning in our classroom, but the challenge is trying to find a balance of teacher direction and student choices. And so if you walked into our classroom after morning meeting and had never been here before, you would see chaos. People are wandering around doing different things. No one child is necessarily doing the same thing as another child. And it's their privilege, really, to get to direct their own morning and decide.
Everybody's getting out their folders for work time, and at work time we open up our folders that look like this, and we take out work. This side is our done side, and this side is the stuff we need to do. And all your work is due like at a specific date. So like math would be due on Monday, you would get it on a Tuesday, and then next Monday it would be due.
And so in the mornings, as they set up their day, they may make a plan for themselves or a to-do list or a checklist, but it's really about what they're excited about that day based on all the offerings that are out in the classroom. We try to keep a wide variety of choices out in the classroom, as well as a variety of additional choices for when they are feeling like the subject that we're doing is not really satisfying their curiosity, so that they have an opportunity to really go investigate those things that are outside of our curriculum that also make them passionate. It works phenomenally well. They end up getting a variety of skills and activities that they get to do, but not only that, are they learning organizational skills, and they're learning what things they get excited about and what things they put off, and how they negotiate and find a balance between doing those things that they don't enjoy but doing the things that they're dying to do. And so by being self-directed, not only are they learning academic stuff, but they are learning valuable life organizational skills.
This is based in real history, so we gotta have it.
The literature circles that you saw are an excellent example of a collaborative effort within our classroom. They're small group settings. The kids in the group have chosen the book that they're talking about, and a teacher participates fully with them. We are a participant in this group with them. I would sit down with them and I would read the book that they're reading at the pace that they're reading it, and I would choose a role sheet for myself the way they will choose a role sheet for themselves. I will never be in charge of directing the conversation. They always get to direct the conversation based on their interests and their choices. An unknown observer would assume that a Montessori classroom doesn't have an assessment value to it. In a data-driven world, we look very odd and we stand out. But our classroom, David and I, my co-teacher, are constantly assessing the students by observing their behaviors and their choices that they make throughout the day. If we see a student actively not choosing math for 2 consecutive weeks, then we know that there's a problem there, and we have an opportunity to go back and help that child work through what it is that they're finding challenging. And so our assessments, although different than a data and a number that you would find in a traditional school, are as valuable and as important to the structure of our program and our classroom. we have a lot of opportunity within Montessori to go across the curriculum culturally in a varied way. And a really recent example of that is we did a storytelling night, and every student chose a story. For example, our student Atticus chose a story about how the monkey got the last laugh. And he had the opportunity to choose what he was interested in, practice the story, develop the story, and really put his name and his stamp and his personality on this story. But at the same time, we asked him to do a little research about where the story came from, who wrote the story, what culture did it come from, what culture does it feed and develop, and so that when he goes to perform the story, he's wholly educated on something new to him, but he gets to make it his own and personalize it. And so we've tied in history, we've tied in culture, we've tied in geography, and then we've tied in public speaking and presentation all into one unit. And Montessori thrives on experiences like that, where the children can jump and pull from all these different places in their curriculum.
This is a community of like-minded people that have a huge commitment of their children's education. It's their priority, and they find that they have a lot of things in common, and ultimately a lot of close friendships are made, and it's been wonderful.
And we may not be a perfect fit for everybody, but we really think that we are instilling some really universal truths about education, and to help students walk away feeling positive about who they are as a student and feel excited about learning.
And not only what they want to do, but how can they serve the greater good as well. How do they fit? And I've seen that over and over with students that I've taught. They feel successful, they are successful, but more importantly, they're happy people who really enjoy what they do, who know what they want to do, and they have the capability of making that happen for themselves.
So the growth that we've seen in our daughter since she started at Oak Grove has been absolutely amazing. We were hoping that the school would help develop her sense of self-confidence, and self-confidence does not come automatically with a bright, creative mind. It has to be nurtured. The lack of competition among the children, the ability of a small class size to cater to individual needs, the extra professional preparation of a good Montessori teacher were all necessary to essentially help our daughter develop into a happy, confident adolescent. So it's just been an amazing progression since she's been here.
There's not the words to paint the picture of what it's truly like to be a student in a Montessori classroom or in an Oak Grove Montessori classroom. As a prospective parent, come and spend some time actually observing in our classrooms, and then your child can come and observe and be actively participating in a classroom as well, and you can watch that. And so I encourage you to come and to see firsthand. So call, make an appointment, get on the website, but come and see.